Hello guys, and today we're going to be talking about why no one cares about Tokyo Ghoul. Now, while Tokyo Ghoul is one of the best mangas ever written, the anime is not good. It's almost ridiculous to see that an anime studio as prestigious as Studio Period gave us such a bad anime adaptation, considering that before Tokyo Ghoul came out, it seemed as if Studio Period could do no wrong, as they had released some of the most well-loved anime up until Tokyo Ghoul, including Naruto, Bleach, Great Teacher Onizuka, and of course, Ghost Stories.
Perfect. It's in Japanese. Jingchao Nao Ning Dao. Wait, that's Chinese. Luckily I can read Barricade.
Now, even though Season 1 of Tokyo Ghoul wasn't that bad, and did a really great job translating from manga to anime, that it ended up setting such a high precedent for itself, that when Season 2 eventually rolled around, the absolute nosedive in its translation from the manga was obvious. Like, things happen for no reason and very little gets explained, which can be partially attributed to its very rushed production. And also because Studio Period thought they could tell the story of Tokyo Ghoul better than its own author. One of the major differences from the manga is that Kaneki, of all people, ends up joining the Aogiri tree, which makes absolutely no sense at all. There is such a lack of context due to how up until this point, Tokyo Ghoul was following its manga, which ends up leaving Tokyo Ghoul in a very awkward state, where things don't really make sense. Which brings us to the most poorly translated part of this season, the Cochlea Raid. This part of Season 2 makes no sense at all. Characters just start showing up out of nowhere without any explanation at all. Who in the hell are Shachi and the twins? Why in the world are they picking fights with Kaneki? How does Shachi even know who Rize is? How did any of them even become ghouls in the first place? By this point, so many anime watchers have no idea what is even going on anymore, that by the time they get to the CCG storming Anteiko, they've lost any semblance of a story being told. And even that part of the anime has some pretty big missteps, as Studio Period didn't adapt certain scenes that helps to give context to what is happening, such as explaining what a kakuja is, and whether or not there are actually two one-eyed owls. Season 2 also didn't even bother to show any of the post-raid content, which showed us the characters coping with the after effects of the attack. But instead, in the anime, it abruptly ends and leaves no questions answered. But now we move on to the worst part, Tokyo Ghoul RE. And if Tokyo Ghoul VA was a slap in the face to Tokyo Ghoul fans, then Tokyo Ghoul RE must have been an absolute beating. You would think that after shooting themselves in the feet with Tokyo Ghoul VA, that Studio Period would properly adapt Tokyo Ghoul RE. But no, what we got is arguably one of the worst anime adaptations ever made. One of the major reasons for this is Studio Period trying to cram 179 chapters into 24 episodes, which would result in Tokyo Ghoul RE moving at such a rapid pace, skipping over important character moments and entire arcs. So much so that Kaneki's hair at the start of Season 2 is completely different to what it was at the end of Season 1. All the new characters in Season 1 were just banished to the Shadow Realm, never to be seen again, as they very rarely appear throughout Season 2 of RE, and when they do you're like, wait, who's this again? But the storytelling isn't even the worst part of RE. Tokyo Ghoul RE's biggest sin is its animation. Tokyo Ghoul RE's animation is an absolute embarrassment to watch. At the very least, Tokyo Ghoul VA's animation was very good and enjoyable to watch. But here in RE, it's just disgusting. There is such a lack of detail in character designs, with poor animation that actually rivals Berserk CG, and the anime's ability to transition from scene to scene is virtually non-existent. The anime is basically like, hey, so that thing just happened, that's cool, okay, on to the next thing. About the only redeeming factor for this anime is its soundtrack. Even though it wasn't utilized as well as it could have been, it is easily the highlight of Tokyo Ghoul RE. Once again, another round of being horribly overworked and understaffed has led to a horrible anime adaptation. and I pray to one day see a proper adaptation of Tokyo Ghoul. Basically, the reason this video exists is to tell you, go read the manga.